Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on the future of Doctor Who on Disney Plus. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So it's finally happened. We now know officially that Disney and Doctor Who are no longer going to be partners, because the BBC put out a statement yesterday confirming that Disney Plus will no longer be involved in future seasons. However, they are still going to be behind the upcoming The War Between the Land and the Sea, which is going to be coming out later this year. So this is an interesting story and something that's been very much dear to my heart. I've been a big Doctor Who fan since as far back as I can remember. My dad loved it and we used to watch it each and every week. So back in 2022 it was announced that Disney would be partnering with the BBC for some new Doctor Who specials. They kind of committed to 2 seasons plus some specials. And it's important to note that at this time, Disney was being run by Bob Chapek, and he was trying to supercharge its streaming service, trying to create shows cheaper, but also trying to just, again, put more content on the platform. And so gone out and kind of licensed this show. In the UK, it was still going to be shown on the BBC, but the rest of the world, it was on Disney Plus. With that, we saw the release of 3 specials for the 60th anniversary, which saw David Tennant return. We then saw the introduction of Ncuti Gatwa as the new Doctor there, and then we had a Christmas special followed by 2 seasons and another Christmas special. But over that time, the show kind of went through a little bit of some problems, which put a lot of doubt over the future of Disney being involved with it. First off, I'll just put it out there, Disney didn't really, I don't think, promote this show a huge amount. They did like a little launch event. They sent Ncuti Gatwa to Disneyland and took some photographs. But other than that, didn't really feel like a lot. There might have been some posters and stuff, but didn't really feel like they put the full weight of the company behind it. And that might be because the show never really kind of pulled in the viewership that I think they maybe were expecting. Now, this show's been around for 60 plus years. It is a huge show, massive here in the UK, but the international audience is a little bit different to it. And it's doing all right, but I don't think it did as well. And obviously as well, during that time between them signing the deal and the show coming out on Disney Plus, Bob Iger returned as Disney CEO, and he kind of generally likes to focus on his own franchises and things that they own. So kind of having this license thing in there, I suspect the deal was done. They couldn't get out of it. They decided just to let it go, but they didn't really, I don't think, put their heart behind it. The show never made the Nielsen chart in the US. I don't think it even made the trending chart within Disney Plus. There just didn't seem to be a lot of promotion for it, which obviously, we can put that down to Disney. But also, the show itself really caused a lot of PR problems, I would say, for Disney, because the show just was not liked by a huge chunk of the audience. There was lots of comments about it being woke and the character choices and the plot choices, and it really became part of the whole culture wars. And Disney tended to get blamed for anything that was wrong with the show. It was Disney's fault, and anything that was good with the show was the BBC. It was a little bit of I think that was a bit selective. Yes, while Disney did have some creative freedom, it seemed a little bit like, well, it's a bit coincidence that everyone wanted to blame Disney for everything that was bad about it. And that was because it was an easy scapegoat. Let's blame the big evil corporation rather than the BBC, which, ironically, here in the UK, most people kind of treat it in the same way. But, yeah, so the show got a lot of stick, a lot of negative publicity, and it kind of started questioning, is it going to continue? And then we sort of heard all these rumours about Ncuti Gatwa leaving, which ended up happening, and once he kind of came out, I think most people were like, okay, this show seems to be done. We have got the spin-off series, The War Between the Land and the Sea. Originally, that was said to be coming out next year, but now it's the BBC's confirmed it's going to be coming out later this year. Whether or not that's going to be like the Christmas, New Year period, so technically falls into 2026. Whether or not it's going to get the same Disney Plus release as UK. Again, I'm not expecting any promotion from Disney. This is going to be like just drop it and run. I don't think they're going to be doing it. But according to the BBC, they put out a report sort of confirming the news, saying that they would no longer be partnering with them for the next season. However, they did confirm that Doctor Who will be back on our screens at Christmas 2026 with a brand new special written by Russell T Davies. They also confirmed that they are fully committed to the show and will announce plans for the next series in due course. And to ensure that the Doctor's adventures continue, there is also a brand new animated series for the CBeebies, which is also in development. Lindsay Soat, who is the director of drama at BBC, said in a statement regarding Disney not renewing its deal and the future of the show, saying, "We'd like to thank Disney Plus Plus for being a terrific global partner and collaborators over the past 2 seasons, and for the upcoming The War Between the Land and the Sea. The BBC remains fully committed to Doctor Who, which will continue to be one of our most loved dramas, and we are delighted that Russell T Davies has agreed to write us another spectacular Christmas special for 2026. We can assure fans the Doctor is not going anywhere, and we will be announcing plans for the next series in due course, which will ensure that the TARDIS remains at the heart of the BBC. And I think this is a very good thing for the BBC to do, kind of get it out there, get it out. There's always been this kind of weird thing, I think, with Doctor Who, where people kind of thought that Disney brought it, but no, BBC own it, it's their franchise, they own it all. Disney was just brought in as a partner to distribute it around the world. And yeah, so Doctor Who will continue. I always thought it would do. It's a massive franchise here. It's been long before Disney was involved, and it will still continue to be. And I think it's good that the BBC have put it out there. What's going to happen with the show? I suspect we'll see Billie Piper returning for the Christmas special next year, and they'll kind of wrap up that story before introducing a brand new Doctor. Now they've got a little bit of time to kind of get all that in place, give the show a little bit of a break, but we haven't got too much of a wait because we've got that spin-off this year, plus we've got a Christmas special next year, so it's not like it's going anywhere particularly too soon. Big questions now is, what does this mean for Disney Plus with Doctor Who, with these shows and what's on there already? Personally, I think they will probably remain on at Disney Plus while they still got the contract. Now, whether or not the BBC can include those seasons when they go out and find new distributors for the new seasons and the new shows and the old stuff, who knows? But at some point, I would imagine that these shows, their contract's going to expire and they'll be removed from Disney Plus. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I expect there will be a deal. How awkward it makes it for when sort of the BBC has to distribute the old shows, or whether or not these ones are going to be missing. Are they going to rebrand them? And I don't know. There's a lot of questions over what it is. I don't think for any time soon they're going to be going anywhere because, as I said, they've still got that spin-off series set to be coming out, and they were marketed as a Disney Plus original, and they were kind of, you know, they did put money towards it. Now, but as I said, I am expecting them to be gone at some point in the future. That could be years away. But yeah, as regards to when Doctor Who will return properly, I would imagine not till 2027, maybe even 2028, before we really see Doctor Who return in the full series mode. You'll have to find a new global distributor. Now, whether or not that's BBC, they do it themselves, whether or not they partner up with somebody else, Netflix or something like Amazon. But there's always going to be that big question of the other partners are going to be like, it didn't do too well last time with Disney, but everyone loves new content, so they're all going to be trying to probably fight for it. So yeah, unfortunately, the Doctor Who era is coming to an end on Disney Plus. It's a shame. I always felt that this was a partnership that was made in an era which doesn't exist anymore, and it was during the boom of streaming, and it just didn't work. I don't think the stories worked in terms of the global audience. I think personally some of the storylines went a little bit too far for general audiences, and that alienated it, and then it created this whole culture war which just made the show really bad, which is a shame because I think Ncuti Gatwa was a fantastic Doctor. I really liked him in the role. Yeah, I liked his charisma, and I just liked, there was some really good stories. There was some fantastic stuff in there that I really liked. There were some really bad episodes, that Space Babies one, which was the worst way of starting a series off, with one of the worst episodes, but nevertheless. I think this is probably a good thing for Doctor Who now. We know what's going on. It will continue, and I always said it would do. But Disney's involvement is coming to an end. And yeah, you could see this happening a mile off. But let me know what you think. Do you think this is a good move by Disney to sort of discontinue this? Personally, yeah, it makes more sense for them to put that money into something that they own rather than into something that they haven't really got full access to. But, you know, they have had success with other shows like that. Imagine, you know, Bluey, for example, is a prime example of something that they don't have the full rights to, but it's such a big hit for Disney Plus, they're willing to overlook it. Obviously, if something like Doctor Who, something like that doesn't, then it's just not going to work for them. But let me know your thoughts on this. Love to hear it in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys soon. Laters.